That says we're live.
And we're live.
We're saying waiting for God's create on the YouTube channel. That's strange. Oh wait. Oh, we're live on YouTube. All right, so
we're live.
Let's share waiting for God's create on the YouTube channel. God's create. You hear me?
Episode 16.
Oh yeah. All right, let's share this to Facebook and Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see the link in your thing?
Mm-hmm.
Bet. Sharing it? I'm sharing it. All right, dude. We're here. So yeah, we're back, everybody. It's been like 13 months since we did this last one, last Guys Create Radio.
Yeah, it really has been.
It feels good. How you doing? Creating energy, East Coast tactics. What's up?
I'm feeling amazing. So much growth has happened in the last 13 months. And even right now, I'm out helping in the system. But because of how we're able to set up and move, still able to come in and do the show.
So awesome. Shout out Google for making everything easy but complicated at the same time.
Right. You know, the troubleshooting process was intense, but it was worth it because now we're here. 16, the Jedi's return.
For sure. And we're going to have a consistent show. So Thursdays is going to be the day, bro. Thursday
sounds like the perfect day. I mean, that midday. Until we get some more feedback, I think that Thursday we should rock.
For sure. And as some of you may know, this podcast is sponsored by God's Create, godscreate.com. Check out our video blog. Check out everything we have to offer. We're everywhere right now. Instagram, Twitter. Go to the store, grab your kosher, merchandise, God's Create merchandise. And yeah, let them know who your sponsor is today, brother.
Most definitely. Our sponsor today is going to be Owl Engagements for your wedding and entertainment needs. You can come and check us out for DJ services, photography services, photo booth services, and wedding planning services. We like to take all of these services and build them into one nice plan for you, like save you a headache, and it allows us to take more control and make sure we deliver the quality for you and your guests.
That's what's up. So we're also going to try to have this one up on the RSS feed so you can subscribe to this podcast on the podcast apps. We haven't quite set it up yet, but this will be up on it.
I don't know if the viewer saw that, but you just did that in slow motion.
Oh, okay. It's coming in crisp over here. All
right, dope. And also let us know that soon we also have the website coming soon, godscreate.com, godscreateradio.com. Always you can go check out godscreate.com right now.
Do you think this chat in this program also equates to the live chat?
Oh yeah, it should.
Cool. Live chat. I bet. So what's up? Tell the people what you've been up to in the last time they've seen you on this platform.
Well, I'd say the biggest thing is that your boy recently got married. So shout outs and respects and salutes to myself for going ahead and making it happen and finding, locating, and communicating and trusting a queen to bond with. So I'd say that's my biggest accomplishment.
That's tight. They took away the applause, I think.
Don't worry, we coming out with our own sound pack.
For real.
Amongst that, since we last left off, we were still shaking and moving with creating energy solutions. Now, as you know, I've always been one to create energy, and that's why the name came and it's always stuck with me. We're not throwing away the name. It's just we're going to be using that for when we're actually creating energy solutions. So that'll be coming soon. But right now, for entrepreneur consultation, which we're going to be delivering here as well, that's going to be given under the East Coast Tactics.
I like
What
it.
inspired that is I recently took a trip out west and over to the west, and I was noticing how things were very different, how people move different, how the culture, of course, is very different. And it made me realize the way I operate is very traditional to East Coast operations, New York style. Now with the Southern Florida, Georgia style, we're really coming up and being a powerhouse. And the way I move and the things I like to implement, I call those my tactics.
I like it. East Coast Tactics. You also learned how to DJ.
I also learned how to DJ, yes.
Explain that.
That has been the funnest thing. That has been the funnest experience recently. I remember I always used to come along and work, and we always used to travel. And throughout that whole time, looking back, I'd never really touched the decks like that. Like I would take over and make like a song switch like every once in a while. But even then, like it was just straight filter. Okay, new song coming in. Now I've actually learned the art of counting, and now I've been practicing like getting more experimental with my DJing. Like I'm learning like how to cut and like working on scratching every time that I like set up and practice. And I'm really taken to like the art and the love and the passion within. I see why you've been connected with it for so long.
Yes, it's quite amazing. It's quite liberating and a new way for a music lover to experience music.
Yeah, and I'm actually getting kind of nice. So I got a USB drive that I keep with me just in case anyone, I got to pull up,
Pull up on the
Right,
on the deck, son.
Yeah, so it's been great. I've been mainly doing weddings, and now with the creation of Al Engagements, that also started at the beginning of this year. You're right. Ever since we've been gone, so much has happened.
Yeah, exactly. So tell people a little bit about Al Engagements.
All right, Al Engagements came to fulfill a purpose. Recently, we were mainly focusing and providing DJ services. I found that still left such a lack and such a need in the market. So many times people would come to us and ask me, hey, do you know someone who does this? Do you know someone who does that? And that was very traditional to when I started creating energy solutions. People were also asking me those same questions. So I was like, how can we fulfill this hole?
Right.
Is that solution.
Okay.
It's amazing because it allows the person to come in and say, hey, I know you guys do DJ, but can you recommend this? And not only can we recommend it, but we also have photography services.
Right.
We have a photo booth on deck. So instead of dealing with 4 to 5 different vendors, you're now dealing with one vendor.
For sure.
So with that came along the need for the growth and the scaling of the operation. So currently we only had like one of each service provider, and we started getting double bookings and, eventually triple bookings. So instead of outsourcing immediately for another DJ or another service provider, another vendor, I decided to take this opportunity to learn the skill myself. So recently, you can probably see your boy on Instagram DJing from weddings to in studios without a shirt on. I've been getting busy.
What's your Instagram?
East Coast Tactics.
Nice. Nice. Oh, we have a viewer. What up, viewer? I don't know who you are. How you doing?
One in a pot for 16.
Right. So yeah, we're just getting this thing just started back up. We're excited to be back. Shoot, let's talk about what I've been doing in the last 13 months since we got this thing rolling.
People have been seeing it on Instagram, but now it's time to add more words behind the scenes. And actually, that might be a new segment: taking Instagram shots or videos and then expressing more, words in them.
Okay, we need to develop that.
Yeah.
But shoot, where do I start? All right, so last October, a year ago, we purchased the camera.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we took a new step in the light of professional photography. And 12 months later, we're here, create snapshots. Check us out on Instagram,
and,
freaking
and
snapshot
going
studio.
and going back, because that was one of the inspirations for our engagements was the purchase of the cam. You yourself you've been a model for so long. You now stepping from in front of the camera to behind the camera. How has that transition been? I mean, we've seen some shots now, but like, you know, as soon as you picked it up, did it start off that way? You know, what was your first steps as soon as you got it?
Well, I'll say this. Modeling was cool. It was definitely a nice treat. I met a lot of cool people. It took me to new places and made new friends, and I had a good time. But I never really like fully connected with it. But as soon as I stepped behind the camera, I fell in love with it. Because one, my mentors, they're amazing. Shout out to Adam Lehman. And yeah, I mean, it's just been phenomenal. Like, just be able to be behind it and manipulate things and capture moments, and it's like forever ingrained. And with the equipment that I got, it's just so amazing. Like, it comes out so crystal and crisp, and it just tells stories. It's just amazing, man. I really unlocked the level of creativity I didn't know existed in me, and it's only getting better a year in. Like, I'm just so shocked to see how far I've come in a year with that. So please stay tuned to a lot of the things I have going on. I do shoots with a lot of different models, different clothing brands. I've been doing shoots with different product companies. I'm doing different shoots with weddings. I've done events. So it's so gratifying, man. I love it.
And that's another thing with East Coast Tactics we want to know is how does one get diverse in so many different photography streams, if you might call them that? Normally when someone gets a cam, they're going to do weddings.
Right.
Or someone gets a cam, they're going to do realty. Like, you seem to already be in so many different sectors. Is that, by nature? Did you plan that?
I mean, we were already so diverse anyway. So by having such experience with the DJing aspect for weddings, that just helped me just slide right into it because I already know the procedures. Like, the hardest thing for someone in a new wedding space, as far as a professional, is understanding the procedure. And we've done so many that it's just like, oh, I'm just in a different position, than the DJing. And
Gotcha.
I love it. I honestly love it. I love DJing. Like, DJing is my favorite thing to do, but maybe not in the wedding environment. Even as much as I would like to take photos in the wedding environment, it's a lot more fulfilling and easier.
Yeah.
Well, okay, it's easier in a sense of less like wear and tear and equipment and just time management versus
as far as your back is concerned.
But it is like you're shooting the wedding and like the DJ can mess up. Like, as a photographer, I feel like you have less of a mess up rate because you
less of a chance of error.
You have to capture that moment.
Right.
Real quick,
because with a DJ, you can.
Shout out my boy SX Beats, my bad. Check him out. Moonbound ENT, voiceover show. Shout out. But yeah, we were talking about the photography. As far as events, I just like events. So it's just good to capture the moments. Shout out to my boy El Bay, MYG Media, putting me on game as well, giving me that eye. He tells me about equipment, a bunch of stuff, just what's hot. So that's really how I got into events, because he did events, and it just was a natural progression. I want to get more into real estate photography, so I'm still testing the waters with that. If anybody wants to, work together on that side of things, let me know. Our business also just acquired a drone. Shout out to J-Rob. So
right.
Aerial and in-person, live rooms, wide angle, awesome stuff. What else is there? Models is just obviously a natural progression from being in front of it to behind it. And I see a lot of whack work being passed along as good work. That's another thing. So I feel as though I'm in between, because I'm a lifestyle shooter. So I feel like mine is in between, like a little pristine, like high fashion, or like, line fashion photography, and definitely not where a lot of these dudes are passing off crappy work.
Right. Now, with the crappy work being passed off and even some of the good work, how would you balance the eye versus the technical aspect of the camera in post-production. Because I feel as though sometimes like we're seeing guys who are just pointing and shooting, and then that's it for them. Like they're not doing anything else.
Well, I've evolved with that because now I see what I'm shooting. And I see the design aspect while I'm shooting. So it's like when I'm taking a photo of, say, a model, I already see what I'm seeing. Like I'm already seeing the advertisements. Like, all right, I'm probably gonna want to put text on the side, or I'm probably gonna want to leave some spacing for some text, or like just some photo manipulation, or maybe I just want to shoot the model and whatever, you know. So like I have those things in mind now for product advertising, and it just helps me kill a couple birds with stones, even though I don't want to kill birds.
I really feel as though that's a very strong method to take nowadays, because I've seen it happen with web developers who are really good at coding, but they're not good at anything else. So while they may make some things very beautiful, they didn't already go in it with, okay, they're gonna need to advertise this, or how could they monetize this, or what's the call to action. So that is very important.
For sure. What else do you want to know about that?
I say the main thing that everyone wants to know is the money good? Like people get into these things, they want to know, like, is it worth their investment? Like, should they, if they're passionate about it, is it something that they should also maybe, further develop? Or what do you think?
No, it's crazy in a year. I think another strength that we had was with it is we knew what we needed to get to raise our value. So the whole entire year, well, not even the whole entire year, I would say the top like 10 months, right? Like 10 months, 11 months, we took time to gather samples for our graphic. So like every time I'm in a shoot, I'm thinking sample, sample, samples. So like the whole time I know a portfolio is a must. I'm not in it exactly. I am in it for the love, but I'm not in it, you know what I mean, to like not win, So like I feel like now I'm stepping into the next phase of the financial game because I purposely put ourselves there.
Perfect. And I think that is the main point, because so many people, they lack like getting samples. Some even now I've known who may have had a camera for years and may have been doing video or photography. They still don't have one test, video, or they don't have any galleries that they can show me, or any sample work that I can potentially show clients. So as a person who outsources or books vendors, I would say that's the number one important thing for me in order to book vendors out to get them work, is to have those samples ready, to have, everything that goes with it ready.
Right.
Same thing with music nowadays too. Like labels want the artist to be ready. Like, let me just sell you.
Right. Samples are
I think that may be perfect segue maybe into what we've been listening to.
For sure. So, well, what have you been listening to?
All right, first off the back, I got to go with some of the albums that are on repeat right now, okay? These are my repeat album. First, we have the Smoke DZA, Don't Smoke Rock. It's just so, I would say it's like nostalgia, a mix of nostalgia and just such appreciation for, like, I guess I'm gonna sound like the old dude, but like the traditional, rap sound, the traditional hustle, feeling. When I listen to the album, it's just definitely that Hustler Part 2 to like the Hustler's catalog. Like, I really enjoyed the production. The messaging is really good. Literally over half the album is like repeats for me.
Oh yeah.
My favorite track, I guess, is
Pete
probably One. He has a track with Rick Ross on there, Black Superhero Car.
Black Superhero Car.
Yep, Black Superhero Car. Like so many. Like he has good features with BJ the Chicago Kid.
Okay.
Mac Miller. Like, it's a really good project. Of course, I'm like everyone else. I've been listening to that 444, that Jay-Z.
You have been or haven't been?
I have been.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think Family Fuse is like my favorite track. Followed by like Smile.
What's my favorite joint on that? Oh, that freaking Damian Marley joint grew on me a lot.
Mm.
Yeah, that one's hard.
It's a hard track. Like, it's a hard
killer
track.
too to me.
Smile is almost my favorite. It's my second favorite because Family Feuds just it expresses, especially me, recently getting married, expresses like the kind of the shift. Like I can even see that when I go back and listen to like Jay's first like project, you listen to a song like Family Feuds and like you from a real man's perspective, you see like what's the important aspect. Nobody wins when a family feuds. We always lose because we never had the tools. It's just a shift. So that album is really grown. It's just really in me right now. Of course, that Kendrick, the Damn album it's awesome right now. It's that right there. I'm so happy that the youth are able to hear that.
Yeah, for real. I agree with that.
And those are my repeats. As far as new albums, I keep asking you, have you heard the Rhapsody album?
Nah.
Yo, I'm with Joe Budden on this one. Female artists right now, female rappers in particular, don't want no smoke with Rhapsody.
I agree. I did a show with her way back when.
When?
She was on the Mac Miller show. It was her, Ninth Wonder, me,
the one in St. Augustine,
Rhapsody. She opened.
Nice, yeah. They don't want this. Layla's Wisdom is the name of her newest album. They don't want no smoke. In the lyric breakdown, we're going to talk about one of her songs called Power.
Power, okay, for sure.
Yeah, those, and of course, the new Young Thug. I've been taking a look at it. The new Lecrae.
Young Thug got a project or that Carnage?
Carnage, the EP.
Oh, it's out?
Yeah, it's out. The first track on is called Homie. It's a really good track.
Okay. Young Martha.
Yeah. And on that track, Homie, I wish we were doing that one also in the lyric breakdown. I might replace one because a lot of times people criticize Young Thug for, pretty much just making a track about nothing. But he has gems throughout the music. Like that Homie track, I want to point out some of the things I was like, yo, that's a gem right there. Straight gems. Lil B project to me, trash.
Black Ken too, right?
Yeah, trash.
He sorry. Yes.
Yeah, Lil B, your niche is just so nichey. I couldn't even see how your niche could appreciate it. That's how I'm like,
Yeah.
Singles I've been listening to, Real Hitter, Plies and Kodak.
Yeah.
That one right there, boy, that is a South anthem. Every time I'm out now, I be hearing it. I Get the Bag.
Yeah, that's my heat right now.
Yeah. Wild Thoughts.
Okay.
Bodak Yellow.
Nah, I'm banging in the club, but I cannot listen to that on my own.
My wife listens to it, so like I'm into it. But I do want to talk about that in a moment because I was also listening to Everyday Struggle, and Academics was saying how Kodak told him how he's getting a check off of that song. And I was with Budden and Mano. I don't see how he could be getting a check off of this song. Like, there's nothing that would say that she should pay him or that she, has to, or better yet, she has to pay him.
Well, they're on the same label or something like that. So that's one of the reasons why. And second, I think it is sampled in some fashion. So
I don't know. I don't think it is at all. So I want to, talk a little bit more about that. But yeah, no, the song's grown on me. Like, when I first heard it, though, I knew it was going to be a hit. But even I'm listening to it, and I'm like, it's hard. It's hard.
It is.
I think that the remix isn't hard. Like, I think it's trash. I think it's trash. I think they did that so that they could pay Kodak for at least a verse, so he wouldn't realize later down the line, like, they made a #1 record and I didn't get a dime. But outside of that, just another Kodak rolling piece, him and Triple X, like that's a really, really thorough record right there.
Yeah, you said you listened to XXX album Tentacion.
I know it's not on my list here, but it's definitely like a project. It's not for me, and that's why I didn't really talk on it, because I listened to it and I listened to it twice, guys, and it just wasn't for me. But I see how a struggling teenage youth could like really grow on it.
Yeah, me too.
There's definitely a market for it. It's just not me. But I could listen to that time and time again before I listen to that Lil B album. Straight trash.
All right. I've been banging that 21.
What's your favorite track off of that?
Bank account.
Yeah, I didn't even see that becoming like a single, but
but you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think it's riding, dog. I'm sorry.
Yeah, salute the 21. Like it rides. Like
yeah. It's definitely
because I really enjoyed the album. I didn't really hear anything that said single, but I'm happy.
Yeah. For real. Shout out to 21.
Respect.
Orlando, but I gotta work, man. The Numb tour. I want to see that.
Which venue?
Probably one of those big ones.
Okay. Yeah, I really like Nothing New, Thug Life, FaceTime.
I like Nothing New as well.
I feel that FaceTime record is I think the female audience is really appreciating that record. I know my wife enjoys it, so I'm like, I know if she likes it, there's definitely like those out there banging it.
Word. I'm sitting here trying to design a new artwork.
I was like, could I work on my website and podcast at the same time? But I was like, I'm a whole EastCoastTactics.com coming soon.
Right. What else I've been listening to? Oh man, Tracking Numbers, Young Dolph and Burner.
Yo, speaking of Dolph, like, is it too soon to go ahead and talk about it?
I don't know. It's unfortunate, man. Like, rap beef, or it's street beef too. It's definitely street beef if they shooting on site.
It's a combination of both. Yeah,
the rap definitely inflames it.
But where he got gunned down at, I think that's like one of the biggest things. He was pretty much at downtown Orlando.
Right.
That's like the comparison here, like literally, like it's so with that, like, even if you don't enjoy the music, you can now be put in danger, because of it. Like you could have been shopping there and all of a sudden a stray or anything could happen. And, this is happening in another state, in another city over, rapping street, which not everyone is a part of.
Right.
So that's what really just hit me because, my aunt goes shopping at malls and she definitely doesn't, listen to rap or involved in any street things like this. It spills over.
Yeah, it's a mess, bro. That's not cool. But that album's hard though. Well,
what's the name of it again?
Album? What is the music today? Is it albums? Is it what is it? I don't even know what it is, but it's like Burner comes out with like 3 of them a year. Projects. Yeah, Tracking Numbers is lit. It's them two and a bunch of like crazy features. Yo, Project Pat got the best verse on the whole joint.
Oh snap!
Yeah. Burner also Sleepwalking, Prohibition 3, Pax. I be banging Burner heavy. Bonobo, Migration, of course. Since we haven't been here in a while, y'all, I'm lacing y'all a game. Chronix came out a new album. I have to give it more burn, but it's good.
What's the name of that one?
Chronology.
Oh, I did see that come out. Yeah.
Los Angeles Not for Sale, Volume 1. That Dom K.
I went back and started listening to that classic Dom K, like the Gold album, Get Home Safely.
Yellow album.
Yellow album. Well, I
Kendrick.
don't know why we call it the Gold album. Yeah, Yellow album.
I went back and started listening to old Logic again. Young Sinatra, that's my joint.
I can respect Logic. I just think that his voice isn't for me.
What else? GodsCreate.com Spotify playlist. Make sure y'all subscribe to that. Just go to Spotify if you have it. Type in GodsCreate.com, or you can go to the website and get a direct link, or you can go on my profile, Instagram or Twitter, and you can find it right there from the bio. There's some joints on here. That Masha Montano, Bungie Garlin, Buzzhead. That's a big deal in Trinidad music. Them two coming together because they were beefing.
Now, with your Spotify playlist, does this allow people to pretty much get on what you be on? Like, so I know even
if you wanna
like
know what I like, you should follow that playlist.
that's really good because people know you got the heat, and you know they all the time. You know they be looking for the mix, or they be looking for like sometimes they be wanting those specific songs, and like now they can go on the Spotify and check them out.
Yeah, Lil Uzi up on there. A couple of joints out the new album.
Exactly. I was waiting for you to talk about it because I was like, if he says he listened to more than half, is more than half of the tracks, you know, there's just no way.
I only like 3 of the tracks. Wait, are we talking about Uzi or the playlist?
Now, between him and between Playboy Cardi, aren't these two supposed to be the guys?
They are the guys.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
That Gucci and Migos on here. I get the bag. Fire. Straight fire. Word Around Town. That's Dom Kennedy's new single.
No, see, I heard that track, and I don't know why I thought that that was an older Dom track.
Yeah, freaking love it. It's dope as hell.
Okay, he definitely got his classic Dom flow on it because it's one of the OG classic.
What else? We got Jaden Smith, Batman, hard.
Yeah, no, the video is extremely hard.
New Torah Moi. Inside My Head. Dope.
Now, I want to know, have you or anyone else out there ever checked out Stara? I think I first saw her on a feature, and now she has a project with a Diplo out.
I heard about that track. I haven't listened yet. We got the Kendrick on there, of course. Yeah. Music by Polly Eats Pizza. I took that image, by the way, too. Create snapshots on Spotify right now. Missed calls, hard as hell.
Hey, is that also on Apple Music or just Spotify?
It's on all platforms.
That's how we do it.
Cassio McCombs, Bad Things, New Heat.
Okay, Cassio on the Spotify.
It's probably on Apple too.
Okay.
And that's God's Create Spotify playlist. Come follow me. It's an awesome time.
Now, some things I didn't see on there. Have you been listening to that G Herbo or that Denzel Curry?
No.
Okay.
Hey, no shade or nothing. I don't have time to listen to all these rappers. You know,
okay.
Curry's that heat though. He's from Florida, so I respect it for sure.
Okay. Now, also in the non-rap world, Ledezi. I think that's how you pronounce her name.
Who's that?
She's an artist, but she also came out with an album. It's I guess it's world music. You know me. I'm always on that other stuff.
Okay. With Desi.
Yeah, Ledezi. Ledsi. She had a few hot singles too before. Y'all gonna make me go ahead and look in the bag. Oh, first of all, we didn't speak on it because I didn't want to really talk about it, but that Macklemore project.
I didn't give it. I just found out it came out today.
Yeah, he has one. What's the name of that track?
It's called.
Oh, the
album is called. Don't tell me. Gemini or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah, Gemini. Now he got this track called Marley on there. Everyone has to check this track out because, and I think he did it so everyone would check it out. They're like, we got to get this dude up out of here.
What do you mean?
Like hip hop has to get him out of here. Like, he's crossed the
Macklemore?
line. Yeah, Macklemore.
Black?
Like he's just stealing drum. He just literally stole everything that drum created, like from Cha Cha in that song, from Broccoli. And I'm sorry, from Broccoli in the track.
I like drum.
Me too. He's always smiling, always positive. And what made me realize it is because after seeing this and hearing this, I'm like, okay, so I see where the comparison is in this track. Now everyone thinks that they can do this to him because Drake did it to him first,
Oh, okay. I'll check it out. I
Yeah,
think
it's very
I've heard
comparison
that
to the
though.
street mentality, like that's why you can't ever have anyone like owe you anything or, steal from you because then it just opens up the floodgates to everyone doing this to you.
Right.
It's horrible.
I mean, it's whatever's hot's hot, and they're gonna steal it.
Yeah, you're right though. All
Word.
right.
What else? I'm about to get my audio. Well, I've been reading some audiobooks or listening or however you say that.
Yeah.
I've been in Sigmund Freud audiobooks, Civilization, Discontent, Will
Okay.
Durant, Story of Civilization. Um, I've been reading Chancellor Williams, The Deconstruction of Black Civilization. As you can see, I'm very into civilization right now.
Yeah, all the books you've named just now.
They're pretty intense, dude.
All right.
Really awesome.
Right now, I just put back in the Rolodex. I just started reading again yesterday. Is the 4 Hour Work Week.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to shift that kind of mindset into my life. So I'm once again on that. And I'm also getting on the Kings of Capital. It's just such a dry book, but truly, if one can master how to obtain capital for himself and others, then he really has something there. Everyone wants you. If you can help others, everyone wants you.
Right. Some other books I've been listening to in the last 13 months since it's been a while. Shoot, a whole heap. I'll go through some. Seller Be Sold, Grant Cardone. How Google Works. That's by the whole Google founders, Rosenberg, Eric Schmidt, Page, all of them. The Cyber Effect, a dope book that EJ put me on. Shout out Payment Go Clothing, but the Cyber Effect is it's like a new wave in like psychology called cyber psychology, and how the internet affects the human psyche and like internet crimes and like internet CSI. She's like a consultant on the CSI
Mm.
cyber unit show. It's pretty crazy.
I wish I had an anime about that. That sounds like they should have like also made one.
It's a really sick book.
Nice.
The Selfish Gene, Richard Dawkins, classic. That's a classic. Delivering Happiness, my boy Brett and Jerry put me on that. That's Tony Hsieh and Zappo's book, how they built that. Thomas Edison book.
Is there a technique for how you listen or read books that many out there may be able to adapt to? Because I'm now all about tactics. Like when I hear something really good, I'm like, what are you doing that we can at least give a little bit to someone and they can pick it up?
What I'm doing is finding out who the best are and trying to emulate them. So I'm going and getting the books. Also, Ty Lopez, a huge mentor for me in many spaces of what I do as a professional. He has the largest book club in the world. So I feel like, excuse me, I'll go and read stuff on his list that interests me, and also kind of find stuff that interests me as well in between. And I like a lot of history. What's another one? Here's a book I got from Ty Lopez, The Happiness Hypothesis. Jonathan Haidt. It's pretty good. The Self-Made Billionaire Effect. I read that. It's cool, but not everyone's going to be a billionaire. But it's all about massive action and creating. The people that are billionaires, they create services that affect the whole entire planet that have never been done. It's like a Jeff Bezos, like an Amazon. Like
Mm.
it's so freaking contagious and it affects so many people. Like you have to have mass action to become a billionaire.
Okay, that's
Um,
some good insight.
yeah, it's like,
From
but from a person that's still on the come up, it's like it's good info to have, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like you have to be realistic.
yeah, at the same yeah,
A billionaire is nuts.
right.
You know,
No,
you can make millions, but billions, like you really have to put something in place, some type of infrastructure that just affects the world crazy.
do you feel though that there's too small of a percentage who is seeking knowledge to try and become billionaires, and then we have the mass who isn't seeking any knowledge to become millionaires? Like, I'm trying to also think and look at like, the divide because I see it in like health. There's too few people who know too much about the risk of eating and, drinking the bad things, and too many who know too less
I think it's
about, everyday things that can help them.
to get your first million. I feel like it's a combination of multiple skills and the right knowledge. So, for instance, it starts with like the 48 laws of power. I forget which number it is, but it's like, all right, you have to plan all the way to the end for success. And I mean, like to the end, like you have to plan every step. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna go downstairs and get this water out of the fridge. You have to map that.
Right.
So then
Right.
you gotta
And
know what idea. You have to come up with an idea that is gonna work, and then you have to plan all the way to make $1 million and back into it. As one of my great mentors has told me, back into your numbers. So you have to. This is like I said, it's a combination of skills, but it's all about planning and then execution. I know that's cliche, but it's like the most tedious.
no, I'm glad you said that because that is the main thing behind East Coast Tactics, is that we want to look at your plan and then make sure that you're executing the right way. Because a lot of times we may have the best plan, or we may think it's the most perfect plan or most flawless plan or the quickest plan, but most times it's not. It can use a tweak here, tweak there, especially if you're the only one looking at it from your perspective. When people with great minds look at something from multiple perspectives, we create solutions from it.
Definitely. The Anthony Bourdain book, Fishing Confidential, one of my favorites. Freaking amazing. We were just talking about that the other day. And
Anthony Bourdain, yeah.
The Millionaire Next Door. That's a must read. That's a must read on a lot of top entrepreneurs list, and I think so too.
With entrepreneurs out there, one of the main things I find myself always asking myself, is it worth, how we're always scourging, or at least me, I'm always trying to find the free knowledge out there. Audiobooks and things like this, you have to pay for them.
Right.
At what point do you think an entrepreneur is ready to start paying for these kind of things versus, just trying to, nickel and dime, get that free life, and
That's
what I'm saying?
Great question. That's really hard to say because it's all about your level of interest. Sorry. So for instance, there's levels, like the knowledge pyramid. You need to have your base knowledge to understand stuff. Then you have, how do I even answer this? Then you have paid programs. Like say you want to learn a specific skill, then you have to pay.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You can learn the basis, the starting point of anything in this world now with like YouTube and internet. But like when you're trying to go to the upper echelons that's going to set you away from the pack, that's when it's time to pay. Another reason when you want to pay is because like most of the books I acquire is like someone's direct insight. Like, all right, The Millionaire Next Door, that's a breakdown book of analysis of like people that live around you in a regular community that are millionaires and you wouldn't even know it. That's basically what that book breaks down to.
See, I really like that book because that is very good insight there. There's a lot of times where we judge people off of what they're driving.
That's what it talks about. You know what I mean? Homie could be in a Hyundai, but homie's balling, and you don't know.
Right.
So that's what that book is about. What was the question? Sorry, I got sidetracked.
No, you're good. The main question was, how does an entrepreneur determine when it's time to start paying for something, paying for a service, paying for a book, paying for knowledge?
So like next thing is like biographies, autobiographies, memoirs. That's a lot. I read a lot of that. Like, you know, the 50th Law, that's the 50 Cent story, or like the Zappo story, the Thomas Edison, Millionaire Effect, how Google works. These are all the top companies that I want to emulate. And somehow I just need to know kind of what they were thinking. So I
Right.
do that type of stuff. So I knew that I wanted to build an internet brand. I knew I wanted to be on SEO. So I have to learn what the people that own YouTube, that this platform I'm on, they own it. Why would I not read it? Like a couple books I'm gonna get. That's why I'm getting my Audible back like today. I'm getting Shoe Dog. That's Phil Knight's book, Nike CEO, founder. The Everything Store. That's Jeff Bezos' memoir. He owns and runs Amazon. The Alibaba book. I forgot his name, but I have it on my wish list. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, I know what I'm trying to emulate, so I need to know what they were thinking.
In today's era, do you feel as though a mentor is a necessity still?
Yes.
A lot of times you do feel strongly on it.
Yes. I'm going back through the 67 steps, which is Ty Lopez's initial program. Like as I'm in the gym, you know, I'm listening to it. And it's like, yes, absolutely. You need to use Picasso's Law of 33. That's what he calls it. You get free info right now, y'all world.
We're just it's being kicked to y'all. Please continue.
So like, 33% of the time you can spend with people under you. 33% of the time you need to be spending it with people at your eye level, and then the other 33% you need to be with people above you. So that tells you right there, you need to have mentors. Like, you need to know where you're going. You need to be around people that emulate this type of success you want to be. That's at least 10 to 20 years ahead, as he would say, Ty Lopez would say.
Now, I like that 33 philosophy because it talks about 33 who are above you, and that would classify as your mentors, certain, you know, people, certain bosses, you know, people who are just, you know, as you said, above you. That 33 that you said that are eye level with you. Now, that is a very questionable 33 because a lot of times at eye level, you know, or when you look around, it's your friends. So sometimes people have friends who aren't really doing much with themselves.
That's the eye level. That'll be their problem. You know what I mean? That's not. You just want the mathematics of success. You know, if you're putting the wrong variables in there, you're gonna get the wrong equation.
Exactly.
So that has to be on the individual to differentiate. I mean, every great person in history had mentors. It's like impossible. You know what I mean? It's just a fancy word for a teacher or father, mother. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
Right.
And sometimes we like to just think of a mentor as like some guy like a Ty Lopez, but really it's like you said, it's that father, mother, you know, that figure, that
it's like impossible not to have a mentor unless you're just a complete blob and you don't move. You know what I mean? Someone has to teach you something. There's no way to learn on this planet without being taught something.
And that's not saying that all mentors are one teaching, you know, for good, for the light side. And also all mentors are going to be, you know, good or great, you know, mentors. You know, you might have a mentor who just sucks or, you know, it's still, there's still some value in that mentorship. You know, it's just trying to find those rules. Sometimes when I listen to rap music of today, I'm like, you know, I don't want to just be so quick to say that this is trash. Because like I said, even with that Young Thug song, like I found like some gems in it.
Right.
You know, I feel as though even like, you know, young rappers can still, you know, look at those mentors and see that they're still, the ones that are staying around are still like changing and distinguishing that they're grown and not just, you know, children in some kind of game. So that leadership is really important.
For sure. All right, so that was a really good segment. What else do we have going on? We can talk about some news and we can talk about lyric breakdown and, you know, all
right, definitely.
16 on the go.
Yeah, we have talked about so much great info on this 16 that I feel as though we've ran out of time for the lyric breakdown, but I do want to go with a still tactical solution. I feel as though that's really important for this episode.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Now, I know a lot of guys are feel as though the knowledge breakdown is where I kick a segment for the young entrepreneur, the young worker, the young person, or people who are looking to do more. We're changing the name of that to tactical solutions. And so for the first tactical solution we have today, Florida, and you've been affected by Hurricane Irma and other disastrous situations recently, I want to make sure that you know that you can get assistance out here. About that briefly.
Great.
Now, if you're living here in Florida, or actually even if you're affected by Hurricane Harvey too over in Texas, you can go to disasterassistance.gov and you can apply for assistance. Now, I've recently done this myself, and I've now seen others who were affected as well get relief funds sent to them. So it's really important that if you have been impacted by this, that you do reach out, because they, Congress gave them this money to be put to good use. So we got to make sure that we make everyone aware that they can, get relief and some assistance in that.
Yeah, exactly.
Another great avenue that I found out while I was doing some research is called disasterloan.sba.gov.
What's that?
Now, for small business owners, if your business was impacted or you weren't able to conduct business during this time, you can go and approach the SBA for a small loan right now. And they're working with those who have been affected. So that's also a nice little
loan, though, but you have to pay it back.
You have to pay that one back. That's why I said the disaster assistance that first. Okay. This is for people, maybe you've been trying to get a loan and you just weren't for some other reason. I know that right now they're going to be looking to give out more right now than they would have been. So those are just like opportunists,
Right.
You can really use this to get that loan what you need. Also, another great one is credit unions right now. I saw some research that they're also giving away loans. I know that it's like loans, it's money you have to pay back. But some people, lost, like say you owned a bakery, like your roof came in. This is DJs, photographers, we say the equipment that we put away got, water damage. And you have an event this weekend or next weekend, and you don't have spare equipment. So this may be a good opportunity for you to get what you need in order to continue conducting your business. As well as SNAP, children, I don't know the abbreviation, guys, but food stamps, they're giving more applications access to it right now. And also, if you have them, you might notice you have a bump. Gave out money to increase the food going on cards right now for people who also been impacted.
Okay.
So that's right there. We have tactical solutions.
That's what's up. Cool. And on that note, that was awesome. It felt good.
Yeah.
Quality. We got to talk behind the scenes about the hosting situation, because.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Because we have benefits, and it's always a give and take of how we want to host this thing. But just be on the lookout, y'all, and stay tuned. We're gonna have a lot of products and services. We're gonna have guests. We're gonna have awesome talks.
Yeah, sound effects. There's so much coming. You guys already know from the previous episodes that we got it, and it's coming with you on a weekly basis.
Dab on them. Yep. All right, world. So we out.
Peace.